I'd like to thank Growy for hosting this and in this magnificent showroom. And I'm going to turn it over to Catherine right now.
Hi, I'm Catherine Moes. I'm the showroom and events coordinator here, and we're really excited to have you all here tonight. You may or may not know our headquarters are in Germany, and we opened the Growy Live Center about 1.5 years ago. And in addition to being a showplace for the brand and a place where architects and designers can bring clients and come and look at the products for themselves, we also wanted it to be a venue that allowed for events like this, where we can keep a dialogue going within the design community. So we're really excited to have you guys here tonight and be a part of your group for this night, and excited to talk about social media, and excited to have Lena West here. And
now I want to introduce Lena West, why everyone's here tonight. She's the CEO of Influence Expansion Academy, and I'm sure you will all love to hear everything she has to say and learn a lot.
Thank you, Jimmy. Hi, everyone. I'm using the mic. I hope that you can hear me. You guys know I project anyway, for those of you who know me. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. So tonight, I am going to be talking about how to rock social media visually. Because, I think it's really worth saying that, and this is one of the things that my clients, probably when they want to stab me in the face with a fork when we start working together, because to be really visible on social media and to have a presence, you really have to create a lot of content. It's like hellified content that you've got to create. And so it's like, well, where does this content come from? And what I love most about social media right now is that you don't have to create the content. You can now share images, and there are all sorts of cool services and ways that you can actually use images and even moving pictures, fancy, to get out there and get visible on social media. So it's not so much of a time suck for you. You can just pop it up. How many of you guys have iPhones? Yeah, okay. So really super, there are some great apps available for iPhone, and I'll be talking about them. Many of you know me. For those of you who don't, I am the most informal speaker in the world. What is most important to me is that you get something out of today. So that means that if you email me after this, I cannot promise that I will be available because I am a busy person, but this is your opportunity to ask me whatever question is on your heart, in your brain, keeping you up at night, and I will do my level best to answer it. And if I say something that you don't get, or if you think, well, wait a minute, how does that work? Or that's not what she said a minute ago. Whatever comes up, just raise your hand and we'll jump right in because we're gonna keep it social. Cool? Okay, cool. So I didn't bring my clicker, so I'm gonna stand here next to the laptop like a robot. So here's some statistics that I wanted to share with you just to kind of give you a background of why you should even give a rat's behind about this social media visual stuff. And it's amazing. And so last month, I travel so much. Last month, I delivered a presentation to the California Travel Summit at their annual conference in San Diego, California. Fabulous, my first time in San Diego. Great weather. And these statistics were not this last month. Like, unbelievable. It's amazing to me how this is growing. It's not going anywhere. So for those of you who are working your little social media voodoo doll at home, hoping that it's gonna go away, not gonna happen. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do, right? So photos on Facebook get 7 times more likes and 10 times more shares as just posting a regular link does. And it's so easy to snap a photo. So how many of you took the opportunity, first of all, how many of you have Facebook pages for your business? Awesome. How many of you have taken the opportunity since you've been here to take a picture and post it to your Facebook page and let folks know where you are? Those are opportunities. So what, 2 people? Yay!
Twitter though.
I love it. Go girl. Okay. But those are missed opportunities for you. It's stuff like this that people want to see. One of our clients did a web-based TV show, I guess you could call it, with webisodes and things like that. And I thought people were going to be really interested in the video and the webisodes themselves. No, people wanted to see the dressing area behind the scenes, like all the behind the scenes pictures that we took the day of the taping, her coming in, the wardrobe consultant coming in and working with her on wardrobe. Those are the pictures that they spread around on Facebook. Those are the pictures that they shared with their friends, that they commented on, and it's really interesting. And I say this a lot, but I mean it. If you hear nothing else that I say tonight, I'm gonna say that like 10 times, so don't worry about it. If you hear nothing else that I say tonight, understand that people always want what they can't pay for. So if you can give them a behind the scenes look at your organization, they can't really pay for that because no one's gonna say, hey, here's $10,000, let me come on in, or if you're Zappos, they do that, but let me come on in and see how your company works, or take a picture of your company, your company, your latest company outing, or your weekly or monthly strategic meetings. All of that stuff is content, guys. All of that stuff is content. And so for those of you who didn't take the opportunity, hook it up with your cell phone, get your kid to hook it up for you, get your tech person to hook it up for you, because it's really easy. And most places, even if you have, even if you just use your self-service, you don't need to have Wi-Fi to do it. It's not that intensive, right? Just start uploading. People want to see that you're out and about, taking pictures with other people in your industry, other people who are really well known. That's content. That's all content. And the things, a good rule of thumb, I always say, is the stuff that you think, well, nobody cares about that. That's exactly what they care about. Take a picture of that, right? Because that's exactly what they want. You may think, well, nobody cares about that, or that's not very professional. That's exactly what they want. They don't want your buttoned up, you know, making it look good, right? So how many of you guys use TripAdvisor? I'm a TripAdvisor-aholic, and it's really bad. I mean, I can tell you stories. And one of the things that I always do on TripAdvisor is, no matter where I go, if I'm being paid to speak, I will switch hotels if the TripAdvisor says it's not a good deal. If the New Yorkers that have been to that hotel say it's crappy, I'm switching hotels. So TripAdvisor, the most popular part of TripAdvisor are those candid user photos. So when people go to their hotel room or their suite and they take pictures and they upload it to TripAdvisor, because we don't want to see your glossy picture about what your place is supposed to look like. We want to know, like, what does this place really look like? And that is what people care about. That is exactly the place that people gravitate to. I remember, do you guys know about Crazy Egg? Oh my God, I'm on a segue already. Okay, so really quickly, Crazy Egg is this really cool app. I think it's crazyegg.com, but Google it. Google's your friend. Crazy Egg, and what it does is it puts a heat map over your website so that you can see exactly what areas people are drawn to based on their mouse movements. Super coolio, right? If you look at the heat map for TripAdvisor, it's like red, dark red by the user photos, because that's what people want. People want what they can't pay for. Really important for you to keep in mind. The other statistic is images are the most shared and retweeted content on Twitter. So whoever, was that you, Marjorie, who tweeted the picture? Good on you. Because people share pictures. It's quick, it's easy for them to get. People read a lot. They're required to read a lot. Ooh, mood lighting. Yeah. Hello for my next act. People read a lot. They're required to read a lot. They have magazines that they have to read. They have industry publications that they have to consume. They've got reports. They've got annual reports. They've got white papers. It's just information overload already, right? And so what people want is for you to be their human Google. And now they want you to be, I call it the human Instagram. They want you to reduce whatever it is you're trying to tell them down to an image and serve it to them on a platter. And that needs to be wherever they live online, right? So I got into like a little bit of a Facebook flame today because someone said, well, you know, this really popular woman said, she's a speaker, and she said something like, well, when people want to friend me on Facebook, I put them in a holding pattern until I'm friends with them. Exactly, who said that? What? And I was like, that's ridiculous. That's not like how this works. Don't be on stage and don't be a public figure if you don't want people to connect with you. It's really weird. And those are all missed opportunities to connect, missed opportunities to share images. People want you to be their human Instagram. They want you to boil it down for them and serve it to them wherever they live. If that's Facebook, make friends with them on Facebook. If that's Twitter, follow them on Twitter. Have them follow you on Twitter. Let them know how to follow you on Twitter. If it's Pinterest, then so be it. Right? So this is not, social media is not necessarily about you, it's about where's your market. So for those of you who have been thinking, well, I don't have time for this, or how do I shortcut this? The only thing, this is me, I keynote for American Express, I've been in business for 15 years, and I am telling you, as an expert, that's my expert voice, just in case you can't tell. As an expert, the only thing that you have to do is be where your market is. That is it. If you, and how do you know? You ask. You must ask. You must go to your top 2, 3, 5 clients and say, hey, by the way, Bob, are you using social media? Oh, really? Okay. Well, which one are you guys using? Oh, okay, Facebook. Great, thanks. You know, and just see where is your market. And if everybody says they're on Facebook, guess where you better be. And then you start to figure out, well, okay, well, Facebook should get the majority of my attention because that's where my market is. Or LinkedIn should get the majority of my attention because that's where my market is. Or Pinterest should, or whatever, or House, or whatever it is, that's where you need to be. That is your only responsibility. You don't have to juggle freaking fireballs and try to keep all this stuff in the air. The only responsibility that you have is to be where your market is. Everybody got it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. 500, this one like blew me away. 581 likes and 81 comments on Instagram per second. Boom. Another second. Boom. 581 comments. 581 comments, 581 likes. Like, it's like crazy town. Like, who does this? But this shows you the sheer numbers of people who are out there. And you may think, well, my market's not there. Yeah, they are. I said, guess what the fastest growing population on Facebook is? Women between the ages of 35 and 55. Those are women who have disposable income. Those are women who have access to family budgets, and those are women who probably have a backyard because they probably have kids at that time, more than likely, right? I said, that's your market. And so what you're saying to me is because you don't like Facebook, you're not on Facebook, and so you're not connecting with your #1 consumer because you don't like Facebook. Okay, I told her, I said, I'm gonna issue you a challenge right here and right now. I said, if you don't have the best sales month of your entire year, 3 months after you develop a presence on Facebook and you work it, like you can't just build a page and it's like, yeah, they'll come when they'll visit me, and you know, it's not Graceland, people, like you gotta market it, right? So people are not gonna line up and buy tickets to like see your, right? Exactly. So I told her, I said, if you don't have the best month, I'll give you $5 grand. And she was like, seriously? And I'm like, seriously, in front of all these people, I'll give you $5 grand if you don't have your best month. She comes back to me with like, you know, the sheepish look on her face 5 months later, and she says, oh my God, she says, in this 1 month, we have topped our entire sales combined for 6 months. Just by being in the right place at the right time. Gotta be in it to win it. It's a lotto. Gotta be in it to win it. Pinterest, crazy town again. Their user base in the past 6 months has grown by 4,000%. It's unreal. And some of these people are your market. Like, I don't know what, a lot of people are like, oh, well, my market, they're professional people. They're not on Pinterest. Yeah, they are. Women are on Facebook to keep up with their kids, and women are on Pinterest to figure out what the hell they're gonna do when their kids get out the house. Post pictures of, this is the spa I wanna go to when my kids leave. This is how I want my house to look when my kids leave, right? So I think those stats are really quite interesting. So, yeah, Pinterest is like a freaking escape, right? Yeah. You look at those pictures and you're like, yeah, I'm going to Thailand next week, man. I'm there. You see that presidential suite in that Thailand hotel and you're like, yeah, I'm there. Tell these kids I'm hot. out of here. So what does this mean to you? 90% of information transmitted to your brain is visual. Right? So rapid, fast. Images are processed 60,000 times faster in the brain than text. Again, rapid, fast. Very easy also for you to share. How long does it take a picture and to upload? A minute? Maybe? Doesn't take long at all, right? 40% of people respond better to visual information than text, right? So you'll say, of course, there's someone that'll say, well, Lena, that's only 40% of the people. I'll take 40% of something and rather than 0% of zero, any day. Any day. I'll take 40% of any market any day. I will retire on that, believe you me, right? So you've got to look at this. This is the business case. So for those of you who have got to go back to someone and say, look, we need to be on this Pinterest thing. Lena said so. These are your stats. So now for the fun stuff. Okay, so Wordless Wednesday. How many of you guys know about this? Okay, funny stuff. Look at this. This is not about pets. I'm just showing you something. So this is Wordless Wednesday. Wordless, so this is from Tripods. These folks are in my academy. They're members of my academy. So that's the disclaimer. But I love this picture because what happens is people take these crazy pictures and you add a caption to it, and you invite other people to add a caption to it. That's why it's called Wordless Wednesdays, right? So when Wordless Wednesdays came about, people really weren't using pictures to tell a story online. And this kind of kicked off the use of images and the heavy use of images, because now people are realizing that all they have to do is post a picture. And I don't know if you can see, it's on this head usability tripods, but you get to see like all these pictures. These are all Wordless Wednesday pictures, right? So there's a dog sleeping. And this is like, you know, you might say, well, these are pets, but you can do anything, right? You can take pictures if you're an interior designer. You can take pictures of a final room. If you're in staging, you can take pictures of something that looks that's a final look for a bedroom and ask people to, you know, assign a word to it. Like, is it serene? Is it alluring? Is it restful? Any of these kinds of Wordless Wednesday tricks are really great for engagement. You know why? It's quick for you, so you're more likely to do it. The second thing is, it's easy for people to engage with, because it's not like you're asking them to write an essay. You're just asking them for a word. Describe this picture. I'm so glad that you asked that. So it's kind of like chicken or egg, right? It's like, yeah, all you social media people are saying engage, and it's like, I'm engaging with 4 people. Like, that's not gonna work, Lena. I get that and I hear you. And here's what I have to say about that. I call this the Reciprocity Rule. And it's something that you've got to learn early on in your use of social media. And if you haven't been using social media and you don't know what it is, it's a complete ripoff of the Golden Rule. And what it says is, whatever it is that you want other people to do for you, you've got to be willing to do for other people, right? So what do we want? We want shares, we want likes, we want comments, we want people sharing our stuff, we want people sending links to whatever it is that we post. You've got to do that for other people, and you've got to make it your business. Like, that is your second job, like, on it, right? Because when you do that, eventually, I promise you, it will snowball and you won't have to do so much of it. You can pull back, you can let it rock on its own. But you have got to do that, because what we do is we sit behind our content. We think that we have to create this really great content, and you do. Content, you know, I say content is royalty. You can't have crappy content, but you also have to be out there. That's like if you came to this event before I started speaking, and you stood in a corner and you had a drink and you did this. And then at the end, you went to Sherry and you complained that nobody spoke to you. No duh. Like, you're a bit antisocial, yeah? Right? So you've got to come from behind your content and you have got to network. The same thing that you do here, you just take it online, right? So what does that mean on Facebook? That means you gotta find other Facebook pages, ideally where your market is, right? You don't wanna hang out, like I don't go to social media events. People are like, oh, you're going to Blog World? I'm like, no, are they paying me to speak? What do I wanna go to Blog World for? I know all the speakers. I know the people who are influential there. I don't wanna go to Blog World. I think Blog World's great if you're a small business owner and you wanna learn about blogging. It's awesome. Like, why would I wanna go to Blog World? It doesn't make sense. Like, I wanna go where small business owners hang out because that's my market, right? And so you've gotta start to figure these things out online as well, right? So you go to Facebook and you do a search for, let's say, you provide, I don't know, somebody give me something.
Plumbing fixtures.
What is it?
Plumbing fixtures.
Okay, so you provide plumbing fixtures, like the real, like the handles and, okay, great, awesome. There you go.
I don't,
Prime.
but they're here.
Right, exactly. Good option, thank you.
We like you too.
Exactly. See, that's a like, right? That's a like. That's the fake like button. That's the like button. So you would go online and you would find, so your people are interior designers, your people are, architects, contractors, right? And if you sell very high end, then you want to find the high end folks, right? So you might not want to find like Joe's Plumbing Shack, you know? No disrespect to Joe. But like you want to really align yourself, and you may not be able to find them. You might find those types of folks on House, right? So that says to you, oh, that's where my market is. Again, remember, you only have to be where your market is, right? So you find your market, and this is what you do. You get yourself a cup of tea. I'm a chai girl, right? So you get yourself a cup of tea. Okay, I see you now. You get yourself a cup of tea, and what you do is you sit down and you spend 20 minutes on Google just searching. Where's my market? Where do I find them? Sending quick emails, asking people. Where do you hang out online? Where do you network online? I will promise you that if you go in LinkedIn, LinkedIn has shocked the hell out of me on every single occasion, because I think, oh, there's no way that market is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very professional. They wouldn't be there. Yeah, they are. We have a client who, I promise you, it's crazy. We have a client who sells traffic lights and traffic, I'm serious, I'm dead serious. They sell traffic lights, and they sell, you know these things when you're going down the street and it says, you're doing 42 and a 35, yeah, them. Well, okay, so they sell those to governments and municipalities, and you would think, are these traffic people on LinkedIn? Like, really? Yeah, thousands of them. Amazed me. So don't ever discount LinkedIn because you think, oh, it's really buttoned up and it's professional. There are a lot of groups out there where you can infiltrate. You guys want to see my LinkedIn trick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
just make sure you don't waste your time on LinkedIn. So first of all, here's what you see. You see that in the past week, there have been 15 new discussions that have started, right? So that sounds hot to me. That's like what, 2 new discussions a day? I'll take it, right? 17 job postings and job discussions. So if you're looking for a gig, this is your spot, right? Then here's this other one, right? So look at this, 61, right? Women 2.0, right? 1 job. So if you're looking for a gig, this isn't a place for you, right? But if you're looking to network, this might be a good place. But so I wanted to show you. I want to show you one that I know is like completely off the chain, so you can see what I'm talking about. Even if you're not a member of the group, you can see these statistics. You go to group statistics, so it's under more, not up here more, but for the group more, down here more, right? So you go to group statistics, and this is what I love. Hello, mama. What I love about this is at a snapshot, first of all, you're on, there are different tabs here, summary, demographics, growth, activity, right? So what you see here is you see the start date of this group. Here's the thing that's crazy town with this group. So when did it start? April 20th, right? What, like a year ago, right? They have 119,000 members. almost 120,000 members, right? They've got some senior people, some entry-level people. But here's the deal. What's with this goose egg? Comments in the last week. Clutch the pearls, not happening, right? So there's no conversation. And you would think 119,000 people in a group that is created by Citibank, for crying out loud. Goose egg, goose egg, goose egg.
So what do they do? Why are these groups? They just sit there?
This is corporate, honey. We don't have to figure them out. we love them from afar. I don't know why they do this.
They're afraid their boss is going to look at it and see them say something that they don't want them to say.
That, and also, I gotta check this social media box because I told my boss that I needed X amount of budget for social media, and this is the way that we're gonna do it. And so the box is checked, and we don't really care whether there's engagement. So here's how that statistic can be really misleading. You may look at that number and you may get really amped about that 119, but if there's no activity, what are you doing there? What are you talk again? You're talking to 4 people again. We don't want that. Good place for you to see this kind of activity. You get my point, right? So you immediately, before you go joining a whole bunch of groups and before you think you're hot stuff, go and look at the activity of the group and see, does it work for you? Are people talking? Are people having conversation? The same thing with Facebook. You can go and you can find other Facebook pages and you can set up shop. There is nothing in the Facebook rules that says that you can't. What is it that you do?
I design fabric structures for event design.
Okay, so probably event designers would be your peeps, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
marketers and event designers.
there you go. So there is nothing to stop you from finding the event planning mecca on Facebook and setting up shop there and like getting out your tea and having a cup of tea on their Facebook page and commenting and interacting and generating a whole lot of buzz. What I love about Facebook is this, and if you're not doing this, start. If you have a Facebook page, a business page, you can interact on someone else's business page as your business. Gangster. You can. You can. You can interact. I'm going to show you. Oh my gosh, you guys distract me. So here's what you can do. You can go and you can, at the top of this page, you see this? Can you guys, is it in the screen? Where it says, up here, where it says you are posting and commenting and liking as Underdog Edge changed to Lena West.
Yeah.
So now I can go to anybody else's page and I can post as Underdog Edge until I click this button and I switch back to being me.
How did you get to that?
Exactly, because I'm an admin on this page. So pretend this is my page. Pretend this is not Amy's page.
Okay.
Pretend this is my page. I'm Amy. Okay. I can go here, and when I log into Facebook, this is my page. When I go to my page, I can keep this page open, and I can go to someone else's page totally, and I can interact on that page as Underdog Edge, not as Lena or Amy or as a person, but as a brand.
Because you have access.
Look, she's shocked. She's like, I had no idea.
No, but you need access
to Facebook. You have admin access to your own page. And so when you go to visit your own page, you will see that at the top. Whatever the name of your page is, you will see it. Get rid of this. You will see it right up here. And it'll say change to whatever your name is, right? So it'll say, you are posting, commenting, and liking as Art of Tension? Wow. Okay. Right. As Material Girl. Okay, right, so it'll say that there. And then you can switch it back to you as a person. But that means when you go to someone else's page, you're not interacting as like Mary Jane or Lena West, because it's like, who cares about that? You're interacting as Art of Tension, damn it. Right? And that gets you visibility for your brand and for your company. And guess what? When you interact as your company on Facebook, whenever anyone clicks on that link, they are taken to your Facebook business page and not your Facebook personal profile. So for those of you who are wondering how to keep business and personal separate, bing, 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 this is it. Like light bulbs should go on. This is how you keep things separately. Now I will say this, you cannot interact as a brand, as a company, as a Facebook business page in a group, in a Facebook group. It's only page to page. Only page to page.
Facebook.
Yes.
So on Facebook, you can. I just thought you could search for someone's name or email address. You can search like plumbing fixtures.
Hell yeah.
And it'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It works. And you know what else you can do? You can search for plumbing Facebook on Google, and it'll bring you to the same results too.
Okay.
Google is your friend.
And so I know everyone in my office keeps trying to say, we need to do it, but I see Facebook as something that people just go on to find who. Like I can't imagine going on Facebook and trying to search for interiors.
You are not your market, so don't make that mistake.
But I can imagine
people.
My clientele that can afford.
Have you asked them? No?
No, I just can't see.
Hold on, wait, that's not the answer to the question. Have you asked them?
I guess I will have to, because all the girls that work for me insist that it's.
They may not say Facebook. They may not say Facebook. Maybe Facebook is not it, but they're going to tell you something. They're going to say LinkedIn, they're going to say Pinterest, they're going to say something. When you ask them, where do you hang out professionally online? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Like, where do you find your peeps? Where are you hanging out? Where are you spending your time? They're going to say something, and
can we
it might
ask
be
the
Facebook.
room? I know we have a lot of designers in here. Does anyone search if they're looking for, I don't know, a high-end sofa or something? Do you search on Facebook?
Well, here's the deal. You're not trying to use Facebook as a sales channel.
Right.
That's not what this is. I don't want to give you that impression at all. Like, if I'm looking for a sofa, you're right. I'm not looking on damn Facebook for a sofa. Like, that's just not going to happen. What I will do is, if I'm looking for an expert, like, you guys will feel my pain because you guys are interior people. I have a lovely recliner. It's been with me for a long time, and she broke down. And I had a moment, right? The very first thing that I did was I went on Facebook because I wanted to see who in my area could fix this chair for me. So I don't necessarily look to buy, but I look for experts. People always do business with people they know, like, and trust. If they don't know you, if they don't like you, and if they don't trust you, they will never give you a dime. But in order for them to know, like, and trust you, you have to be visible, right? You can't go to the lottery commission and say, I would like to pick up today's Powerball winnings, unless you have a winning ticket. You have to be in it. You have to have purchased that ticket. Otherwise, you can't stake any claim there.
It's just giving you brand awareness.
It's giving you brand awareness, but it's also allowing you access to people that you probably wouldn't otherwise have access to. Like, I have Twitter conversations with Guy Kawasaki on a regular basis. I've never met dude in my life. Who knew? Right? I'm quite sure that if I stood there with 4 other social media experts, you know, in front of Guy, and I was the only one that he had ever interacted with, if he was going to do business with someone, it'd be me.
Yeah, it's true. I'll go to events and people walk by me and say, oh, Alexi Knight. I'll say, yeah, I know, I saw your
Right, that's
LinkedIn
creepy,
page.
right? Exactly. I saw your LinkedIn page. People walk up to me all the time, and they're like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, hey, who are you? Right? It's the same thing, but you have to be in it to win it. Otherwise, but no, people are probably not going to buy through your Facebook page, but it's a great way for you to provide advice on decor, fabric selection, dealing with fabric care. I could go on, repairs. You know, that's a great place for you to showcase your expertise, because when you do that, people know, wow, if this is what I get from their Facebook page, I know I'm going to get the royal treatment once I give them my money.
One last very silly question. Instagram,
No such thing.
is that available only on the iPhone or is that on a computer?
We're going to talk about Instagram in a minute.
Okay.
Yay. Yes, really quick.
Really quick. Is it important to put on your website the icons of the
Yes.
Twitter,
And don't put them at the bottom of the site.
Right.
Put them at the top. right-hand corner.
And which one should you put on? Facebook?
Whichever one you're active on. Do not, I did a whole thing for this for my Academy members. Don't put social media icons just to have a string of icons at the top of the page so you look good. You want to have the icons where you are most active so that people can see how they interact with you. Because if people go and they click on LinkedIn and it's cue the crickets, they're gonna think, well, this person isn't really professional at all.
Does House have one? Like if
Yep.
you say, see me.
You wanna see it?
Yes.
But this is
See
House.
me on Twitter, House.
They have a little icon.
Okay, that's what I want to see.
This is, I know, this thing is crazy town. It's not her site, it's how this computer is. It's hooked up to the VGA. But this is the little house icon. See that?
Oh, that's good.
How sexy is that?
That's good.
And how do you get it? So
And
you
how
say,
do you get those?
exactly, I was just, see, I'm ahead of you. I
This is
know.
why.
Remember, Google is your friend, right? So what do? We want the house icon? What do we search for? House icon. Bong.
Oh.
Doesn't get any easier than that.
Yay.
Doesn't get any easier than that. Right? Give this to your web dude or chick and get it going. Yeah.
How do you feel about companies that don't allow you to post comments? Like, I think some high-end luxury brands, I think maybe Louis Vuitton, it's just one way. Why would a company do that?
Because they're Louis Vuitton. Like
So
they
is
can get away.
that,
That's like Oprah. She doesn't have to respond to anybody. Later for you.
is that
Well, they can do that, right? They've got the budget, they've got the cachet, they've got the visibility, they've got a huge brand awareness.
some of the like negative comments that you might get and how to mitigate
You don't
that?
get a lot. You don't. You honestly, I can tell you, I have been really squarely working in the social media space for the past, I don't know, 7 years. And I think I've had 2 or 3 clients that have negative comments. Here's the deal. People don't want to be jerks online because they know people are watching them too. Right? So everything is reciprocity, right? It's a two-way street. So nobody is going to come and say, what's your name?
Virginia.
Virginia. Virginia, she's such a wench. I hate her. I met her and she... Because then that makes them look bad. That makes them look bad. And everyone wants to be professional for the most part. And you do find some people who go there and then what you do is you just step back, right? So when that happens to me, I just step back and I let them make the fool out of themselves. I don't, because from a distance people can't tell who's who. So you just remove yourself from the conversation and you let them continue, and then it just becomes they're arguing by themselves or they're talking to themselves. I don't place too much stock in it because it really doesn't happen as much as people think it does. It just doesn't. Now, if you are running a slipshod business, if you are not doing what you say you do, if you tick off your customers, if you don't deliver, yeah, people are gonna rail on you. But if you're a quality company offering quality service or quality products, you don't have anything to worry about. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you would actually put pictures of even your works in progress, people wanna see that. So, right, even maybe some of your sketches, taking quick pictures of those, and just Wordless Wednesdays, or the final product and Wordless Wednesday in a setting, staged, and asking people to describe that. The whole thing is not to make it War and Peace and over-intellectualize it. The whole thing really is to engage with people, be friendly, and share images that you know that you're gonna get feedback on. For those folks, it happens to be dogs because that's their business. But I don't want you to post a dog eating a hot dog.
So Wordless Wednesday is an official.
It's a thing. Yeah. Like we can Google
They
it.
don't have it on
Throwback
Wednesday?
Thursdays.
Well, Throwback Thursdays is not Wordless Wednesdays, right? So Throwback Thursdays is usually something, yeah, but it's a meme. It's called a meme. They're called memes, and it's a meme that people use, and it's perfectly accepted. It's not like people are gonna think you're some crackpot for saying Wordless Wednesdays. It's a pretty accepted marketing tool.
So
Yes.
you put up your business, and then what's your expectation?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Unless you work it. This is just like a networking room. So if you come to this networking meeting and you stand here and you do this, not a soul is going to engage with you. Nobody's going to ask for your business card. You should have no, just like when you came here, you had no expectation other than learning a little something and meeting folks.
So you put it up and you have no expectation. What would you need to do to make it really work for you? Do it every week, how do
It depends on what it is. If it's Facebook, a good rule of thumb is posting to your Facebook page anywhere from 2 to 5 times a day. That may not work for you. Hold on. Don't give me attitude, damn it. That may not work for you. In which case, you have to find the happy medium. This is not about you being a slave to social media. This is about you finding what works for you and possibly getting an intern for those of you who moan. There's ways around this stuff. So, okay, so this is what's called an infographic. And basically, look at this, history of interior design, see? Look at that. It's really cool. Now, yes, you need to have a graphic designer help you with this, without a doubt. But it's a really good way to get visibility. Here's what I want you to see. You see this down here? It says Design Shuffle is popular social media inspiration website, blah, blah, blah. Infographic credits, right? At some point, that's going to show you the credits for the infographic. The cool thing about infographics is once you create one, you can share it over and over and over because they're evergreen, right? So that gives you the credits for the infographic. And it is generally accepted practice when people post infographics for your contact information, just as this one was, to be at the bottom of the infographic. And also, people normally cite the source of the infographic. So if it's your company that created the infographic and they got it from your website or your Twitter stream or your Facebook page or wherever you posted it, they will link back to you. And that is like the norm. You don't even have to ask people to do it. You don't have to enforce it. This is not, you know, Dirty Harry. They will just do it because that's just how infographics go and the sharing of infographics go. So this is a really good way to visually show some things about your industry. This is the stuff that gets you media attention, right? Nobody cares about your new product. Nobody cares that you're working with Donna Karen. No one cares. What people care about is data and information. And to the extent that you can provide something like this, it doesn't have to be a history of interior design, but it could be something similar, right? A history of fabric, right? Or even, I mean, you can go into that, right? So a history of velour. So I get these infographics every single day to my inbox, and I share them. So like this is the new online couponing strategy. Really interesting. All about online coupons. Now you may say, well, that's not for me. Well, yeah, that's not your market. But if you were in the online coupon market, this would be a great way to inform your audience, right? Sharing an infographic like this, even if you don't make it. What people do is they credit the source of where they got the information. Sort of. No, Pinterest doesn't. It's sort of like that, but infographics tell a story. It's data combined with visuals to tell a story.
You have to design it.
Someone does. You don't.
Right.
If you are not a graphic designer, I would suggest that you not try. Yeah. 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 So exactly. I mean, right? But they're really affordable to get done. I mean, you can have an infographic and you can share that for months and months at a time, and it only costs you like $100 to make it. Yeah. This need not be like expensive, guys. That's not what this is about. This is not like pay the most amount of money that you can. Graphic companies that'll do infographics, really basic ones, sure. Okay, so moving on. We talked about infographics, and again, what I said is basically I'm gonna do this. There we go. Basically, I'm gonna answer 1 second. So basically, infographics, that's combining a bit of brainstorming, like what am I gonna make this infographic about, with some research, because now you gotta go get the data, and then getting with your design person and creating an infographic. And you don't have to do all of these things. Pick one and do it. And do it well. Hey, I'm going to be posting this image on Facebook about the project that we did. Where do you want me to link? Do you want me to link to your Facebook page? Do you want me to link to your website? Do you want me to link to your Twitter stream? And just link to it or mention their handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just about spreading the link love.
Yeah.
This is like Love Fest, man. Right? That's what it's about. And it's literally that simple. And people love you for that. When you do that unannounced, people dig it. They love it. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's so great. And you're like, all right. Okay, so YouTube, another way, right? I love YouTube. YouTube is so super cool. I love web video. Say that 10 times fast. You do not have to make this out to be like Barbara Walters, right? This is not The View. You don't have to do that. You can, I'm gonna show you my video channel and you'll see, I'm like a regular person sometimes. That's my old company name. So I have my client testimonials, yeah. But like, look at this. This is me in my house, talking, right? Are you fed up yet? Yeah, I was really ticked off. That's me and Gail King, right? That's Tori Johnson, we're going on tour. This is me, I had ocean hair. Look, her face, she couldn't hide it. She said, hell is that? That's the swamp monster. That's me with glasses on, with pool hair, and I'm talking to the camera, and you know, people dug it. They watched it because I told them to go on vacation. And that was me in my vacation element telling them to go on vacation. And you may think, wow, that's crazy, but this got retweeted more than it got even views. Like, people just love the fact that I was telling them to go on vacation. It's nuts. This is me in the back of a limousine in Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. This is me talking about all of the social media advertising that I saw in McCarran International Airport. This is all it takes. What's that, 2 minutes and 33 seconds? It's all it takes. You don't have to have some lighting set up and your powder and I'm ready for my close-up. I'm never ready for my close-up, but I always do some sort of whatever on video because this is what people want. This is the thing. Now, you may say, Lena, I am not getting on video. I don't care what you say. You can go straight to HE double hockey sticks. So I'm not going to do that. So what I have for you is Vine. This is what I love about Vine. You guys know Vine?
Yeah.
No. Who doesn't know Vine? Okay, let's go to Vine.
Vine's great.
What I love about, we don't have sound, but I don't think I have, oh. Now, I don't want you to do this, right? So this isn't like the dog picture. I don't want you to post a picture. But here's the thing. So here's what Vibe is. We're gonna, enough of the jumping with the San Francisco, we hear you, great. So here's the thing with Vine. It is a really cool app and it's on your iPhone. I think they also have for Android, I think. It's a really cool app that allows you to take video in 6-second increments and upload it to Vine and share it. And it's one of the coolest things ever. So how cool would it be to walk into this party and you can stop it by pressing on the screen, right? So you walk into a party like this, into a networking event like this, and you set up Vine and it works through your phone, like no appendage needed, right? Works through your phone. And so all you do is you press and then you stop. It's like stop motion animation. And they have some of the coolest stuff on Vine ever. And unfortunately, they don't have a lot of the cool ones on the website. But if you download the app, there's a guy who has done a stop motion animation of toast going into his table to make it look like the table is a toaster. And you may think, well, that's outrageous. Well, yeah, it is. Table toast, that's dumb. However, wouldn't it be really cool if you make furniture, correct? How about if you showed a picture of the furniture before you start, and then you stop, and then you show it once it gets the batting on it? Am I using the right language? Okay, right, all right. So then you take a picture once you get some of the upholstery done, and then you start the video once it's finished. And how cool is that for you to post a stop motion animation of how your product is made? Right? People always want what they can't pay for. You may say, well, why does someone want to know that? They may want to know that you're using, you know, all natural fabric or whatever it is, you know. They may want to know that it's quality construction. Hell, they want to make sure that you know that they know that it's you who's making it. That's a way for you to prove, like when we say custom made, we mean custom made. Right? Really, Vine is the coolest thing. It's completely free. And unfortunately, businesses aren't taking advantage of it. And it's literally 6 seconds out of your life. You don't even have to upload anything because it's just there. Magic bananas, right? It just happens. Vine is really, really cool for that. So Vine is great if you don't want to be on camera, but you want your product to be on camera, right? If you're a bartender, you can show the before and after drink. You can, if you are someone who makes textiles, you can show what it looks like on the screen, what it looks like when you print it out, what it looks like when it's actually being made. So that's what I like about Vine. So now let's talk about Pinterest, right? So Pinterest is really cool. That's Instagram. So that's me, hey! So Pinterest is really cool because it allows you to search for any kind of picture. So as you can tell, I'm in love with travel in a major way. And of course I spelled it wrong. Like, I love stuff like this. And you can repin it. And I can add my own comment here. Pin it. Oh, right? And then the next thing it'll do is it'll show me whoever else repinned it. I can like it. Or if I don't want to do either of these things and I just want to add a comment, I can do that. This is a really good way for you to put together a really nice collage, and you can embed these boards on your website. So for those of you who are wondering how to show, look at all these interior designers. Look at this person creates inspiration boards. And P.S., you can make these private. So what that means is if you're courting a client and you want to just get something out to them real quick, like, hey, this is the idea that I have for the living room, you can put together a really quick pin board and make it private and send them the link and to see if it's working with their mojo or not. Okay, really quickly, good gracious, I want to talk to you about Instagram. Instagram, all it is picture sharing. Usually it's done through your phone, and it's got different finishes to the picture. So you can use a sepia tone, or you can use a color wash or something like that to add a little bit of fun and interest to your pictures. Overgram is really cool. If you've ever seen these images with text over them, Overgram lets you do that. It's another iPhone app that's really interesting. You can add quotes. You can add anything that you would like to Instagram. And Statagram is a way for you to keep it all together and search for hashtags and follow users. It's almost like a Twitter, but for images. It's very cool. Statagram is very cool in that way.
Wow, this is great. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
So everyone, Lena, thank you so much for this evening.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Hope it was interesting, at least, the bare minimum.
So I don't, I don't know if everyone knows, but BiTT does have a website. It's www.bitttt.nyc.com, and we are filming tonight. And this will be uploaded on the website.
Watch me drink water and put it on Vine.
There you go.